Good morning. It's turned out nice again. How's it going, guys? You all right? If you came to the stream on Saturday night on here, thank you very much. It was great. It was fantastic, as Brendan Rogers would say. 6 o'clock in the morning I got to bed. You're a bad influence. That Seano, Dale and that Ryan Partridge keeping me up till all hours, you know, terrible. How you doing? You all right? Good. Well, this is my first cup of tea of the day. Thought I'd record a quick video for you, which will probably be about an hour long. YouTube have started really pulling me up, you know, for using profanity in my videos. Like, I'm not swearing now, you know, I don't just swear for the sake of swearing, but, you know, sometimes when you're passionate or angry or expressive, you know, curse words or whatever you want to call them, they come up, don't they, you know? And YouTube has started getting really, like, tight on that. And when you upload a video to YouTube, you have to self-certify, you know, during the process, like, does this video contain, you know, swearing in the first 15 seconds, for example. So, you know, I always put a true statement, you know, yeah, there's swearing in the video or whatever. But even so, they keep saying that it's, I'm breaking the rules, so they keep, you know, issuing penalties, if you like, by demonetizing the videos, which, listen, you know, the videos, they don't make much money on here, to be honest, but, you know, it's a principle thing. It's a principle thing for me. So what I'm going to do with those videos, if you see a long video come up, maybe an hour long or half an hour or something like that, there's a good chance that YouTube will demonetize it. And if they do, I'm just going to switch it to channel members only, because why should YouTube have that video available to them? But do you know what I mean, guys? I know what I mean. But that's not a ploy to get you to become a channel member, because what I've done recently is I've created an account on rumble.com/KopTalk, where I'm going to upload my videos to there as well. And I don't think that they're as strict on the profanity and things like that. You know, Rumble is an alternative to YouTube and the censorship, you know. So basically what I'm saying to you is rumble.com, go and register if you like my content. And if anything, you know, if it goes, see, I nearly said TITS up. If it goes up on here, that's where I'll be. Anyway, that's that. Probably do a podcast today, I think, maybe. I might do a KopTalk podcast today. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, just if you got a podcast app. I use Pocket Casts, great podcast app that you can download it, you know, for your devices and that. And I like that one. So, a couple of thoughts before I go to my office. I'm travelling this week, okay? In a couple of days' time, I'm going overseas, so... but I will be able to update you as normal, and we'll have our usual, you know, video content if required. So it's only a short trip. I've got to do it. I was just trying to think about the ownership situation. Now, you know, like when I make videos or whatnot, you know, if you post on social media and things. If people don't like your opinion, you know, they obviously jump on you and give you an hard time and, what do you know? And it's like, listen, I don't try to be an ITK or anything. I don't need to do that. I'm an adult. I don't feel like I've got anything to prove on here, to be honest with you. But I do like to debate and, you know, like have conversation with you guys, you know, and I just offer my opinion. I'm not saying my opinion's right. I just do that for, like, you know, to try and create discussion, and maybe I say something sometimes and you'll go, ooh, and you leave a comment, and then, you know, you can start to work things out a little bit or help each other out, really. Community, right? Community. So my YouTube channel isn't really aimed at at everyone. It's this YouTube channel is really for people that follow KopTalk, you know, whether they're a member or whether they just follow the main site or whatever, you know, so it's just an extension of that. But everybody's welcome here. You know, it's nice to have new faces and that. But these videos are more for people that, you know, I kind of consider friends, you know, even though I haven't met them. So going to the ownership thing, a couple of weeks ago, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, there was a claim that there was a joint bid from Qatar and Saudi Arabia. That they made a bid. Because a bid, I don't know, let's not get into all the technicalities of it. There was a suggestion that there was this joint Saudi-Qatar bid. And I didn't believe that to be true. I said, no, I don't believe that to be true. You speak to people, you ask their opinions, and no one's heard anything like that. However, so at that time, people were mentioning that to me, and I was saying it doesn't exist. It's not true, in my opinion. And however, in the last couple of days, I've completely changed my view on that. I hear, like when I say hear, I don't want you to think like, or I'm trying to claim that, I'm ITK in the know. I'm just like, what? Listen, I've run this site for 25 years, and in that time you meet a lot of people, right? In different professions, different capacities and whatnot. So I'm not just, when I say I hear, I'm not saying I read it on Twitter. All right, so you just got to trust me with it. And I've heard that there's a joint consortium between those two countries. I don't know if you would want to call them friends or business partners or whatever, that are looking at like a joint bid. But I've got to be really specific with this. You might have heard similar things to that a week or two ago. I don't believe what we're hearing then was accurate, right? But now we're hearing that there are people sitting down with a view of making a move for Liverpool, possibly. Maybe that's why those rumours came out a bit earlier. Do you know, a bit like Chinese whispers. I'm very specific with the wording and what people are saying, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So anyway, I think the Saudis, and I think you need to keep an eye on Saudi Arabia very closely, actually. Everyone's just thinking about Qatar. I think you need to listen out for the Saudis. Now, something else I've heard, right, is that, the likes of Dubai, the UAE, that's very quiet. You've not really heard anything about them recently, right? Maybe back in November you did. And I just think that where the most noise is concerning, interest or apparent interest, rumoured interest, whatever you want to call it, I think where the most noise is, it's usually when something's not going right. Because I think I wouldn't be surprised if out of the blue something happens and we all go, whoa, some of our transfers have been like that in recent times, right? And I think that if you're trying to buy something, you don't broadcast it unless something's going wrong, unless you need to get that message out there. So the Qatar thing, if we focus on Qatar as just Qatar, not a joint thing with the Saudis, just Qatar, it sounds to me like whatever they've been trying to do hasn't been working, which is why there's been this big, hysteria and getting it out there kind of thing. I do believe the interest is real. And we've been saying that since November, all right? We're not a Twitter TWAT. We're not into that. Twitter TWATS. I'm going to have to spell out swear words. We've been saying that since November anyway, so... I want to give my personal opinion, but then if you give your personal opinion and it don't happen, people come back at you later and go, you were wrong. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know what's best, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to I think that the Qatari interest is real. And I think there is also individual interest from Saudi, and I think you should really keep an eye on them. You should keep an eye on them all the time anyway. And I also think then that there is the possibility of a joint thing, but not the same people, if that makes sense. So I think this is additional, a possible, group, consortium, partnership between Qatar and Saudi business people, And then there's the little UAE that's not saying anything and not really being mentioned at the moment. And I get the feeling, right, that the UAE and individuals there, long-term admirers of Liverpool Football Club, are just watching to see what happens. Now, I think we really need to see something happen with Manchester United, right? I think that the fact that Manchester United came up for the sale at the same time as us was damaging. But I really think that, you know, Ratcliffe, I want him to buy Man United, because then that leaves the others for us, right? And I think that there is people interested in buying us in that region that are not really interested in Manchester United, but can claim to be, just to try and help their negotiating process. Now, I don't believe any of these claims. You know, you keep saying, like, the Qataris, you know, the investment funds or whatever they call these organisations, these platforms, you know what I mean. I don't believe any of the claims that where they say they sat down talking with FSG. I don't believe that. I do think there has been contact, but I think that it is going through the right channels. And FSG are not. If you think John Henry's speaking to people, it's just not happening. I don't think so. And I just think you've got to watch the quiet ones. And they always say that in life as well, don't they? It's like women, innit? You know what I mean? Like the quiet ones, right? When you get into bed. What I'm saying is you can really underestimate the quiet ones. It's not the loud ones you want to be worried about. Quiet ones, the ones that in the shadows. Do you know what I mean? It's them that you want to watch. This is why, see, like, I always think this about successful individuals in life as well. So, for example, you know, I never see Richard Branson or Lord Sugar or anyone like that going on Twitter at the end of the day to tell us how productive their day has been. Yeah, I get ordinary people on Facebook, right? Just ordinary people. People that can't even string a sentence together. At the end of the day going, what productive day I've had today, you know, closed this deal, did that, you know, a bit like Del Boy and that, you know what I'm saying? The quiet, you know, the ones that have got it, you don't hear from them. And I think that applies to these ITKs on Twitter and that as well. I think the ones that are giving it large all the time don't know anything. It's the quiet ones you got to watch. You don't need to brag, is what I'm saying. And when it comes to like the interest in the club, as Rafa would say, Rafa. That was my Tom Hicks impression. See, I'm throwing myself off. Sorry. I'm half asleep still. I didn't sleep very well last night. It was up till, if you follow KopTalk members on Twitter or KopTalk on Twitter and whatever, you'll have seen I was on there at 1:30, 2 o'clock this morning, I think, and I was on the members website at that time. I think when someone's trying to buy the club, if there's a lot of noise surrounding them, something's going wrong in their favour. That's what I think. Not in their favour, in relation to them. You're not hearing much from Saudi, are you? But they're definitely there, guys. Definitely. And the UAE and that. You see, I think Liverpool Football Club will be sold in its entirety. We know that John Henry and that wants to try and, keep hold of the club. And they favour a minority stake. But favouring something and being able to get it, as I favour a lot of things in life and I don't get them. So you've got to change sometimes. And I think they just want to do the minority investment thing so that, because they know there's a big, rebuilding situation at Liverpool and that would finance it. Talking of rebuilding and signings, I'm watching little Remy out there, my rescue dog. Wait, little fucker. I wonder if YouTube detected that swear word then. We'll soon know. Listen, if my video gets panned after this, like if they come down on me after that, I'm switching it off. That's it. They can get fucked. Oh yeah. So at the weekend, right, there was some rumours came out after the game. Like we were expecting some people might be there. Visitors, not guests. Yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're not paying attention. And obviously, people thought that would be in relation to, potential sale of the club. I don't think it was anything to do with that, but there was, significant chatter and credible chatter, which I don't think you'll have seen on social media yet. I don't know. I don't follow these accounts. Maybe you have. I honestly don't know. and it sounds like that there was some discussions held somewhere, you know, like there was people at that game. Obviously we had Chelsea there and Chelsea officials and the relatives of Chelsea players and things like that and representatives. But I do think that game was used for a bit of like conversation, and I'm hearing it's to do with Mason Mount. You know, a few like little drinks or dinner maybe after the game. I don't know if you guys have heard anything like that. But we'll look at that today. I'm going to look at that. I haven't got to my office yet, so I don't really know what's going on. But so that's it. I'm sorry if this video is not great, but you know, I think the Qatar interest is real, right? I've said that for a long time, before the hysteria on social media. I think that there is interest from Saudi Arabia, which is very real, but just very quiet. And then I think that there is the possibility that they're looking at saying, like, can we do a joint thing that would be beneficial to us both, Qatar and Saudi Arabia. And I just got this feeling that, you know, the UAE, you know, people that have wanted Liverpool for a long time are just watching things. And I get the feeling that they might step in later, not yet. I don't believe that the club's on the verge of being sold or anything like that. You know, we've seen those claims, and from my point of view, it's like, it's quite nervy when you hear those, like such a volume of like, the club's going to be sold in the next 2 weeks. It's all done, and this, that, and the other, and it's completely contradicts everything that the people that I speak to. You know, when I say speak to, I can say my contacts, my sources, and but that make me sound like an ITK or that I know everything. When I say my people, they are contacts, they are sources, but I prefer to say friends because that's what they are to me. And when my friends are saying the complete opposite to the volume of stuff out there saying a deal's done, it puts me in a weird place, because I'm like, well, you know, I believe my friends, but they're in half a lot of noise about this, you know. And I'm on here to you guys saying during all that time of the club sold and it's going to be announced soon, and I'm here going, nah, it ain't, guys, it ain't. And I'm going all squeaky bum because I'm thinking this could backfire. Look, right, idiot. Do you know what I mean? There's more than one country in the Middle East. That's what you've got to remember. And I think that there's, you know, just watch the shadows. Watch the shadows. Watch the shadows. Right. I can hear Simon Jordan in the background.
Struggled to do since Arsene Wenger, because they've turned.
Wenger. No, we're not interested in Wenger and Arsenal. All right then, guys. I'm going to go. I've got some work to do. Oh, yeah, I also think as well, and I'm going against what everybody else is saying, right? I think Liverpool will make a take it or leave it transfer bid this window to Brighton. I do believe that. Everybody else says we're done. Jurgen Klopp says we're done. But I just feel that Liverpool will... I don't think Liverpool are done. I think they're going to try. But it'll be a take it or leave it. It's like, right, we're not... See, I wanted to swear then, but I can't. We're not messing around. Isn't it terrible? Like, fully grown adult, 48 years of age, and I can't say what I want to say. Can you imagine phoning someone up and going, you know, like in business, and going, we're not messing around, Dave. It's just not the same as we're not fucking about, Dave. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we're offering you. So take it or leave it. So I'd keep a close eye on Brighton still, even though everyone else says, see what I mean? I'm going against what everybody else is saying. You know? I don't know if it'll happen. Do you know why I don't know if it'll happen? Because I'm not an ITK. I don't need to feel like that or be like that. Wait, what are you doing? So in summary, keep an eye on Saudi Arabia as well as Qatar. And just wait and see. I've just got this feeling that the UAE, right, you know, our friends in Dubai and that, right, I've got a feeling that, boom, you'll be like that, just say, whoa, what's going on, right? And I believe that at the game at the weekend, there was some, let's say, if you say hospitality, that makes it sound like it's at Anfield. So let's just say there's some whining and dining in the evening on Saturday night after the game. And I think that's to do with Mason Mount. So keep an eye on him. And what else was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. I think that's it, innit? John Henry, right, FSG, they know that they know that rebuilding is needed at Liverpool. They're under pressure. If they don't secure something by the summer, right, Liverpool fans are going to be up in arms, more so than now, if we're going to go into a new season with an even more raging squad, as Rafa would say, squad, all right? There will be a lot of, something has to be done in the summer. So FSG really need to get this, something sorted before the summer. Now, that's several months away, right? But in terms of business and on this scale, months and months and months is like a day. A month is like a day to us when it comes to down to buying a football club for billions, in my opinion. So we might, every day you might wake up and go, where is it? It just takes forever. You might as well just switch off for a few weeks to get some, a change in things. But the pressure's on them. So that leaves me to, if you've got to put yourself, this is what I like to do with my content, is you've got to put yourself in their mind. Like, what are they thinking? What are they thinking? What do they want? We've got a rough idea of what they want, right? Well, I think we've got a fairly obvious, actually, good idea of what they want with the minority sale because they need the money. Well, they don't need the money, but they can use it to... Anyway, it doesn't matter. So they're going to be under pressure. So I think, like everyone's going, now what's going to happen? The real, like the people that are switched on, not the kids on, on Twitter that are going to the club sold and all that, people that are deluded, right? Not them, but the grown-ups, they're like, I don't think anything's going to happen, to be honest. I would disagree with that. I think it's going to go down. I think it's going to go down. And my hunch, right, personal opinion, is that it will be a full sale. And I think that the top Reds, they're going to be like, they're going to be crying into the soil. That's what I think. Right, I'll see you in a bit. If this video is no longer, if this video disappears, right, or then suddenly becomes members only, it's because YouTube have penalised it, and I'll just switch it across. Fuck you. Yeah. Rumble.com/KopTalk, alright? Alright, see you in a bit, guys. Have a good day, have a good week, and hopefully we'll speak to you real soon.